do not have a chair and vice chair at this point in time. The member with the longest continuous service on the commission will basically preside, and that chair will then call this meeting to order, state the items as discussed, and permit all members the opportunity to be heard, allow for comment from public, and then call for a vote as required with the city staff liaison to ensure the success of the meeting, and then the vice chair's role whenever the chair is absent. So basically, what we're going to do at this time is we're going to go ahead and call the meeting to order, and that is going to be, I believe, the longest tenure, I believe, is Siley. So you're going to call the meeting to order, just as we've done in the past, and then we're going to go ahead and go through the process of the agenda. And then once we move into the business items, that's when we'll go ahead and move forward with our new chair and vice chair elections. Okay?
Thank you.
Of course.
So I kind of forgot the official. So would it just be, I call this meeting to order? Would I just say that?
Correct. So you would just basically be calling today's meeting to order. And then you can state the date if you like.
Okay. I call this meeting to order at 3:34 p.m. On September 10th.
Thank you. And then we're going to move on to the next item.
Sorry, I just switched.
You're on mute there.
Sorry, I said I had to switch tabs to the agenda.
So you're going to move forward, perfect, to the Pledge of Allegiance. So can everybody stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? And then Siley, you'll lead us.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United
States of America
and to the republic which
to
stands, one nation, under God, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. And Mike, if you can share the agenda for us, that would be great. Thank you. All right, so we're now going to move to roll call. Siley, sorry.
Yeah, so do I just call everyone?
You're going to go through all of the members, even those that aren't here, minus Yugam and Ravi.
Okay, great. Thank you. Is there a specific order or?
You can just go in what you see.
Okay, great. Sonia.
Here.
Andrea.
Here.
Fengi.
Here.
Okay, so even if they're not here, I still call their names?
Correct.
Okay, Tejas.
Not here. And then yourself.
Siley, here.
Great. So then we're going to go ahead and move forward. And then we are going to motion to seat the alternate, which would be Andrea today. And then we'll need a second beyond that. So go ahead, Siley.
So would it be motion to move Andrea as a commissioner today?
And she'll be basically moved into a seat. Yes.
Motion to move Andrea into a seat.
Motion.
And we'll need a second.
Hi, Fengi Huang, second.
Thank you. So make sure that you guys, when you do any motions and or second, that you do say your name, as that will allow for us to take notes. All right. So you're going to go ahead and do the same thing for the agenda.
Motion to approve the agenda.
Sonia, motion.
Can I second or? Siley second.
Okay, let's move forward to the meeting minutes.
Motion to approve meeting minutes.
Sonia, motion. Andrea, second.
Thank you. And then at this point in time is where we'll move to the public forum. So you'll ask if we have anyone here for the public forum, and then I will prompt me to answer.
Okay, do we have anyone here for the public forum?
That is a no. We'll move on to the next.
So should I read it? Or?
For the yeah, you'll read each. You'll go through each item.
Okay, great. So announcements.
No current announcements.
Number 9, business items. A 2020 to 2021 chair and vice chair elections. I'm just going to read through the background. Is that all
Excuse
right?
me, Chair. Can we, before you move forward, can you go back? You guys made the motion, but we need to make sure there's a vote. And so, okay, so go, I'm sorry, go back to item 1 for the agenda, or I'm sorry. IT, can you move it down? There you go. Go back to item number 5, call a motion, vote, and then down 6. Okay.
Okay, so add approval of agenda. Okay, all approve, say aye.
What? Oh, wait, this is how you do it. So go, may I have a motion to approve the agenda for
Okay.
number 10? And then one makes the motion, someone seconds, and then call for the vote. Okay?
Okay, I thought, okay. All right,
Okay.
cool.
You're good.
I'm still kind of adjusting. I was normally never the one who did this.
Well, we'll see who gets to do it after you. So,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, I guess, wait, would we do it again? Because we already got a motion and a second for the. approval.
Okay, if you did already,
Yeah.
then go ahead and call for the vote.
Okay, so all approve, say aye for approval of agenda.
Very
Andrea, aye. Sonia, aye.
Siley, aye. Okay, any opposed? All right. For number 6, we already did the motion, so all, any, if you approve, say aye.
Andrea, aye. Sonia, aye.
Bengi, aye.
Siley, aye. Any opposed? No. Okay, and then is that everything that we need to vote on?
I think we need to vote for the seating of alternates.
So we
You
already
did
did the,
see, yeah.
right,
Okay.
so we already did the motion, so you approve, say aye.
Sonia, aye. Andrea, aye.
Siley, aye.
Bengi, aye.
Any opposed? Okay, I think we're good on that.
Okay.
So can we go down to business items or?
Yes.
Okay.
Continue. Yes. Thank
Okay.
you.
I was gonna read through the background. So 2020 and to 2021 chair and vice chair elections. Background, per the Youth Advisory Commission bylaws, a chair and vice chair will be selected annually at the first meeting of the calendar year for the appointed members for the term of 1 year. The chair will call for meeting and preside over all sessions. In the absence of the chair and vice chair, the meeting with the longest continuous service on the commission will preside. The chair's role is to call the meeting to order, state the items to be discussed, permit all members the opportunity to be heard, allow comment from the public, call for a vote as required, work with the city staff liaison to ensure successful meetings. The vice chair's role is to serve as the chair whenever the chair is absent. All right, recommendation. Oh wait, no. Oh, that's the wrong one, sorry.
You can read the recommendation and then move forward for your nominations.
Okay, thank you. So no commissioner shall serve more than 3 years as the chair or vice chair on any previous commission and recommendation, accept nomination for the positions, confirm that the nominated individuals are willing to serve if elected, make a motion regarding the chair, second and vote, make a motion regarding the vice chair, second and vote.
Okay. The floor is open. Anyone want to make nominations for your chair for 2021?
I actually have a question.
Sure.
So because like the previous chairs have like left positions, how many commissioners are there currently? Like,
I think you have enough. There's 3 people couldn't come today, correct, Anthony?
No, 2, 1. So the 3 that, or I'm sorry, Tejas is the only one that's out of current as we're filtering through the items for the next 2.
No, wait. How many current commissioners are absent today?
1.
Just Tejas?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I miscount.
Oh no, you're right. 3. Tejas.
Oh, I'm like,
Oh,
where's
sorry,
the other?
I'm drawing a blank.
I'm trying
Magana,
to think Anthony. Exactly.
Megana, and
Yep.
I'm drawing a blank on the last name.
Aruna,
Aruna. Yeah. Aruna,
So-
Megana, and Tejas.
Right. So Feng Yi, to answer your question, so with we have the 2 alternates with got Andrea and Tejas. Tejal. So those 2, I believe it's, the mayor will look through all the current commissioners list and he can recommend to put Andrea or Tejal up as regular voting members, or if there's any other applications that he needs to go through, it's up to the mayor, but we do technically have 2 vacancies.
I see. Thank you very much.
Okay. So we'll take your nominations. Anybody? I think you can nominate yourself, so.
Don't be shy,
Siley?
guys.
Sorry, I heard my name.
Who,
you have-
or anybody, did you want to nominate someone? I would not recommend, postponing it because we really need to have a chair and a vice chair. So,
All right, I will nominate Siley.
as chair, okay. Anybody want a second?
Second.
Okay. And then we could call for a vote. All those in favor?
Andrea. Sonia, I.
Okay.
Feng Yi, aye.
Wait, would I also vote or? I'm a little new to all this. Do I also vote?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, sure. Riley, I.
I also wanted to ask, other than Siley, who else has been here the longest?
Sonia, I believe.
All right, I'll nominate Sonia for vice chair.
Okay. Somebody want a second?
I'll second.
Okay.
Can you state your name when you second, please? Siley second. Okay.
Great. So go ahead and then call for the vote. For Sonia as your vice chair.
Andrea, aye.
Sonia. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Sonia, aye.
Riley, I.
Thingy.
Fengy, aye.
Great.
Awesome.
Awesome. So now you have you chair and vice chair. And chair, if you want to continue to go ahead to your next item of business.
Okay, so I can just read out the subcommittee report.
Yes.
Okay, so subcommittee reports, work plan events. Number 1, confirmation of virtual events. Background, the Youth Advisory Commission will be partnering up with local groups to develop and execute events for community engagement. Related to the following grants: women's suffrage, encouragement of registration for voting, and tobacco-free communities, restricting the sale of flavored tobacco products, including menthol cigarettes. Encouragement and support of information to restrict the sale of e-cigarette and vaping devices and/or other tobacco products. Recommendation: commission to provide feedback on decision of events, to which include dates, times, and locations. And then the next thing is subcommittee breakout and reports.
Sorry to interrupt. Mike, can you move down the page for us, please? IT. Thank you.
Perfect.
Should I keep reading through to the work plan proposal as well, or should we talk about the work plan?
So we'll be going into the subcommittee breakout and reports.
Okay.
So then what you guys are going to want to do is we're going to want to go through what you guys have been working on in your specific subcommittees and what information that entails.
Would you like me to go first? I was part of
Sure,
the
go ahead.
outreach subcommittee. Okay, so I was part of the outreach subcommittee, and we had 2 goals. One of them was to weigh the pros and cons of different platforms where we can, outreach. And the other one was to brainstorm slogans and ideas for posters and flyers. So for the pros and cons of different platforms, we were looking at like 3 different options last time. So one of them was having a website or a page on the city website. And a pro would be an organized place to find everything we organize. And cons, it would take time to build. And then Instagram, other social media, it would be good for promotion, especially among teenagers, because that's who we're appealing to. And then for cons, not everyone has social media, and sometimes it's the parents who find out about this and tell their teenagers. So I don't think that would be the best option. And then another idea that was mentioned last meeting was YouTube, but I couldn't really find any pros for that. And cons, we don't really have time to make videos advertising this, and YouTube isn't a good place to organize information if you don't have videos. So for that, we decided we want to contact the city for a page on the city website, or we could build something ourselves and get it approved. And we thought that a city website would be easiest, a page on the city website, because it's easier to find. And then we're brainstorm slogans and ideas for posters and flyers. For slogan ideas, we have things like, stand up, make your voice heard. Are you ready to vote? Refuse to be silent, vote now. That kind of thing. And for posters and flyers, we haven't done much on them yet, but we just decided on some basic things like big text, eye-catching colors, and probably a link on the city website or something like that. Wait, a link to the city website on the poster. And for advertising, we would contact the schools and or the library, and we could also post it to personal social media accounts, things like Nextdoor, Instagram, that kind of thing. And so for a recommendation, we would want to contact the schools to see if they have some way of showing all the students this, and we would also post it to social media. And that's it.
Great.
I can go next. Okay. So I was in the subcommittee for the voter registration, and I looked at the link. I forgot what it was called, but all the information about the voting registration that you guys sent. And I found two main options that I thought were the best idea for what we can do. The first one is we can host a Zoom event sometime this month. September 22nd is National Voter Registration Day, but it's a little early, so potentially you could do it early October as well. But it's an event where we just open a Zoom meeting and then we'll go through the registration process with them. And I found a registration guide on how to host one of these events, so we can just look at the guide and follow it up. But the one that I thought was a little bit better is September 21st through 25th is National High School Registration Week. So we can host a digital drive event, which is 1 hour long. To do this, you have to attend a workshop that's being held pretty much every day this week. So I thought members of this committee, me, Siley, Tejas, and as well as everybody else, because it's probably going to be beneficial, can attend this either Saturday or Sunday. And I can send the link on the dates that are available, but once we attend this short workshop, they'll provide us with all the details on how to actually go about it. They have pre-made templates that we can share to people, and they have a guide on how to launch the event from start to finish. So we'll just have to follow all the steps. And as far as the timeline, it's pretty doable since the election is coming up really quickly. So we would have to attend the workshop in the next few days, and then immediately the subcommittee, we can follow their guidelines and send the flyers, information, start spreading it school-wide. And like Andrea said, we can follow their input as well. And if we start promoting before the 19th, we can host the event sometime between September 25th and October 2nd. And we potentially could host multiple events. So some other things that I took note of is if we want to spread awareness, we can just use one of their flyers and tag, or I said, I still wasn't sure about the whole Instagram thing, but I said we could tag them, or we could have them tag the Milpitas Instagram, and as sort of like an incentive, 5 or so people get a prize or whatever. But if we're going with the website, we can do something with that as well. And to maximize participation, if they can't attend, there's also a guide that the organization, I think it's the Civic Center. They have a guide on how to register themselves, so we can just provide that for people. And I didn't put it on my report because I found out about this today, but there's this one link that allows California students who are going to college out of state to register. I think it's a little bit different. So since a lot of the teens, or like the people who graduated this year, the ones that are able to vote, we should also provide them the ability to register as well. So do you guys have any like input or suggestions?
So I actually had a few ideas that I also put in my report that kind of run along the same lines. I can actually just like give a summary of them right now because they're really similar. So I also looked through the Take the Service, sorry, don't quite remember the name, Take the Service Vote Challenge. They had a lot of really good information about just how to keep everything organized and how to efficiently and effectively spread information and help teenagers out. So similar to what Sonia said, there were about 4 key dates that I noticed. And while those are like specific dates like September 22nd, which is National Voter Registration Day, the week of September 21st to September 28th, and then National Voter Education Week from October 5th to October 9th, and Vote Early Day on October 24th. Those are some good like kind of deadlines that we can keep in mind. We don't necessarily have to do things exactly on those days, but I feel like the way the timeline is, it works out really well before the election because again, as Sonia says, it's coming up pretty quickly. So I also thought that doing a Zoom call that had like step-by-step instructions on how to register was a really good idea. A lot of the times there may be teenagers who are interested in registering, they want to do it, they're just not quite sure about, you know, what's the proper procedure. So I just found this found this today, like registertovote.ca.gov. It has a few instructions, but I think it'll be really helpful if we do like Zoom calls every 2 weeks or so that basically have someone sharing their screen, walking people through it. Everyone can be doing it on their own with their own laptop or with their own device or something like that. So I thought that those are some of Sonia's ideas that I also found interesting. But another thing that I also thought we could do, along with the digital voter registration drive, I also thought that that would be pretty cool to do as well. Another thing that I thought was that a lot of people may have questions. So we can either do a Q&A session at the end of these registration tutorials or any other day of the week, just like a 30-minute/1 hour Zoom call, just kind of like answering any questions that people might have. But if that might seem a little lengthy, we can also do like a Google form or something and put it on whatever social media platform we decide to make our primary platform, whether it's the website or general social media apps. We could just have a form. So if someone has a quick question, they could just put it in the form and expect a response in the next few days or so. So they don't have to attend a meeting, they can just ask it quickly. So I feel like these are some good ways to make sure that we're answering everyone's question. We're trying to inform everyone as much as we can. So yeah.
I like those ideas, and I think the one Zoom call for 2 weeks is good. I think because one Zoom call per week would be kind of tiring. And I agree about your forms for the questions. And I thought like whatever platform we decide on, hopefully the website, we can put like a frequently asked questions section for that.
Yeah, I didn't think of that. I just realized a frequently asked questions site, like a spreadsheet or something that way people don't even have to, like if they have a question that a lot of other people have as well, they can just get it answered on the spot.
So if I may make a suggestion, the Milpitas Teen Center is back up and running virtually, and it's more driven towards workshop-based programs and things that are pertinent and relevant to the teens now. The Teen Center is in the process of potentially planning a register to vote event that first Friday of October, which is the 2nd, which could be an opportunity for you guys to assist in building that out and kind of taking the lead, if you will, on planning this sort of register to vote party, if you will. So that is a suggestion that I have for you guys that may be of interest to you.
Do they have like a specific plan on what they're going to do, or is it still open to?
It's still open. It's in relatively mere stages of beginning. But I think that's definitely something you guys can participate in very actively.
Yeah. Just a quick question. As far as the workshop that I was talking about, how many of you would actually be able to attend that?
Wait, what are the,
It's,
or like, what are the details?
can I send it in the chat here or?
What I would do, if you're going to send out detailed information to the commission, I would send it and I would BCC everybody
Okay.
and send it that way.
I'm not sure if I have the email list, but okay.
I can provide the contact sheet to you.
Okay. Yeah, I'll send it then.
Over the weekend, I would probably be able to attend.
Yeah, because during the workshop, they pretty much tell you exactly how you can make an event like this, and they give you all the materials. So I just thought it would be pretty helpful if we attended, and they're hosting these a lot too, so it should be short. Hold on, let me just send it really quickly.
So did you guys have anything else to report on?
I just wanted to ask, like, for the city webpage and stuff, and for the posters and flyers. So I will should I email the city or something, or should we do something else? Because I'm not sure if the webpage is a feasible idea.
You can work that through me, as I'm your liaison to the city. So you can send me what you are looking to do in specifics, and I can make sure that I relay the message over.
And also, can I start making the posters and flyers after this meeting?
You can start probably coming up with concepts, and then we can also see if that's something that we can assist with as well in developing. Because I'm pretty sure, and Rasana, correct me if I'm wrong, that we can do that through marketing.
The flyers, I'm sorry.
Yes, posters and flyers.
Yeah, the thing is we are really racing against the time here. It's if you have most of the details, we can hope that our marketing team can turn around and do it in a couple of days, but really we're kind of already behind on a lot of this marketing that we need to move forward because we missed the launch and of voter registration. But if you have all the information, we can work with them or utilize our interns. We do have, Anthony, did you tell them about the interns?
No, not yet.
Okay, sorry.
That's
Or
okay.
use them, so.
Yeah, so since we are on the topic, we do have three interns that are working with us on the women's suffrage grant that will be assisting with day-to-day and general information. And they are of access to you to assist as well if there's needs that you may have that I can relay over and get to that group. That would be great. They are working on this coincidentally as well. So to answer your question, Andrea, the sooner you get me those thoughts and ideas, the better, because then we can start working on how to develop them right away, and I can start putting in requests for them.
So if my subcommittee comes up with some concepts before next week or around next week, would we be able to get those out? And I would contact the schools and stuff about it?
In regards to sending the actual information out?
Yeah.
You guys can reach out to create that relationship. We'll also probably be sending out that information as well to our contacts to just get the information out for you as well. But like Rasana said, sending that information over sooner than later for your concepts and ideas would be very beneficial.
All right, thank you.
I'm trying to send it. I think I have everybody except for Tejas and Andrea.
Sonia, I would hold off
Okay.
until I send you that contact sheet.
Okay.
And I'll send it to everyone in the commission. And then just as a friendly reminder, just make sure that you BCC that information.
Yeah. Should I just read out the dates then?
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay. I'll just do that. Okay, so the dates for Pacific time would be today, which would not work, but Saturday at 3:30, Saturday at 4:30, Sunday at 1:30, Sunday at 2:30, and then there's also Monday and Tuesday, but ideally it's better to do it sooner than later.
So would it be safe to assume that these are under an hour?
Yes.
Okay.
So I can suggest Sunday at 2:30, or if not, you can just go through and attend whichever workshop fits in your schedule.
So what I'll do is, like I said, I'll send you that contact sheet and you can email it out again. And then we can just kind of get an idea of, who's going to do that.
Definitely.
Anything else to report? Questions? Okay, Siley, if you want to go ahead and move forward.
Sure. So C, work plan proposal 2021. Background, YAC operates to guide goals and projects throughout the year. Staff is taking input from the commissioners regarding its plans and discussions for the 2020 to 21 year. Recommendation, research projects and provide input at the next meeting conducted by commissioners. Goal is to establish a draft work plan to submit to the City Council for approval.
So basically, what we're going to be doing now, same as last year, is we're going to work through your guys' input for some ideas for things that you can do, obviously to create projects and setting goals for the next year. So with that being said, we're going to look to you guys to put that together, come up with those concepts and ideas so that we can go ahead and move forward in establishing that proposal. This is an opportunity if you guys like to maybe talk about something that's on your mind now. But otherwise, that would move forward as you guys work on that to next month.
Could we try to do some of the activities that we had planned prior to, like, we started planning them before the shutdowns, but we weren't able to do? Or do you recommend that we come up with some different ideas for this year instead?
Rosanna, you can maybe help me out on this. I don't think it's a problem to work on those. However, I do suggest, given the climate that we're in now with this, kind of new norm of the virtual realm, that you guys do plan for virtual and the potential of it being a non-virtual opportunity, and or having the ability to provide it in both aspects, kind of like a hybrid opportunity as well. So keep that in mind.
Yep, that is correct, Anthony. A lot of the work plans, for all the other commissions, is going back to City Council again, because it's a lot of them, we were shut down from March through June. And so many of those work plans that was slated to be accomplished, it just keeps going. It's an ongoing. But again, Anthony, to echo his comment, do plan for something in case, by the first of the year, social gatherings are lifted and we can somehow we can meet some of their, their requirements. Maybe is not as many people can attend an event, but with the maximum capacity. And so, but being able to do a hybrid is suggested.
So could we discuss ideas now, or do you recommend that I send an email later?
Say that again.
Do you recommend that do you think we could start discussing a few ideas right now, or do you recommend that I just send something through an email?
No, you can start. You can start some now. I mean, if you'd like.
Okay.
Then that way the rest of the group can do more research.
So just off the top of my head, now that I know that we can transfer some of the events, I remember last year we had a video film competition, and we also had a career day kind of in the works. So I was wondering if we could still try to do those virtually. Of course, if the commission would like to kind of give their own ideas on that, that would be cool. But I was just thinking that these are some of the things that we were pretty kind of like we were researching a bit last year. So I was just wondering if you all would want to talk about that a little to see if we could transition those into virtual events. But if not, that's all right. I was just wondering.
Yeah, no, I was also thinking that for the film competition, the original plan was basically they would submit their videos and then the event would just be a tiny, I guess, you just stop by and look at other people's videos and then the award ceremony. So that can definitely be done digitally as well, since most of the judging can be done remotely. And then we can potentially even just host like a little Zoom call for awards and demonstrations. So yeah, that's something that I definitely would like to see for the next year.
Interesting idea.
Go ahead.
And I just wanted to say that I like that idea, and I think we could proceed with it.
Yeah, similar to the film competition, I was thinking that with career day, we may not be able to do it as we may not be able to do it the same way as we could have done it in person. Like we may not have like several companies or several like career representatives, but we could do a few with like breakout rooms or something like that on Zoom. I feel like we could be able to kind of transfer that onto Zoom. Maybe it'll be a little smaller, and maybe it'll be a little different than what we had originally in mind, but I feel like we could definitely try to do an online version of that.
Anybody else? Okay, so if you guys don't have anything else, it's definitely a good idea, and I'll echo it again, is to also not only just focus on the virtual portion of it, but also think of if something does change that we have the ability to do something, in person, and or having that hybrid option idea. With that being said, should things pop up and change in regards to ideas and research, you guys should address those, as I think it's a good opportunity for you guys to come up with something also new as well, and not just doing what we did or had planned to do, but also coming up with something new that's also maybe pertinent to the times, and want you guys to definitely kind of brainstorm and research as well.
I wanted to bring something up. So a long time ago, I came up, because my dad is in one of the other commissions, and he said it might be interesting for us to do some kind of poll, because for the trash disposal system that was put in place a couple years ago or so, about like if people were actually using them, if they actually let people recycle more, because I'm pretty sure that changed the trash cans so that there's like a recycling section of it. So we could potentially do some kind of poll for people like that. Like, did the change work? Are they actually recycling more, or did they hate the change? And something like that. And then based on the results, we could see, like, we kind of forced the change. And a lot of people weren't happy about it. So we could see, like, if people are happy with it. So if that's possible.
And the end goal would be, what would you recommend to the council?
It would, so like the actual project, it would just be kind of a poll that we could give to people to see what they think, what they thought of it, and what they think of it now.
Good idea, but I'm still trying to figure out, why would you do a survey and a poll if you're not going to present it to, you know, city council for an action item?
It would be something useful to know because, because the council enacted the change, and if people are actually happy with it now, in the future, the council could do something similar. But if people weren't happy with how the council did it, then the council would have to change, like, the way they make these. Well, they could take this into consideration as to how they enact changes in the future.
Okay. You can put it on there. We can discuss it further. I can get clarification on if it's something that we can include. Thank you, Andrea.
All right, if nobody else has anything else, go ahead, Siley, and move forward.
So what I just stated, I call to adjourn today's meeting.
No, you're going to move on to action item 10.
Oh my God, sorry. Number 10, city liaison reports, report from staff, report from council member.
I don't think we have any reports except for what I mentioned about us getting the interns with in relation to the grant. I think it's just important that you guys know that they are a viable resource in the case that there's a need. But besides that, I don't have anything else.
Okay, so I can move on to number 11.
Correct.
Okay, so I move to adjourn today's meeting.
I think you second.
Okay. So can we do the votes? So
Yes.
Siley, aye.
Andrea, aye.
Anya, aye.
Okay. I believe that's it on today's agenda.
And you're going to go ahead and announce the adjournment, when it got adjourned, the time,
Oh,
and then also.
so this meeting was adjourned at 4:21 p.m.
All right. Thank you guys so much. And I look forward to hearing more information about what you guys are working on. And I will send out that information as well to you guys shortly. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.